In the bustling city of Abuja, where wealth and power shape destinies, the Okafor family stood at the top of society. Their mansion, a fortress of luxury, was filled with expensive chandeliers, imported furniture, and a team of house staff who kept everything in perfect order. Mr. Emeka Okafor, a billionaire businessman, was rarely home, always chasing the next big deal. His wife, Dr. Nkem Okafor, was a renowned surgeon, constantly moving from one emergency to the next. And in the middle of their perfect world was Chidi, their only son. A boy who had everything except attention. His parents provided the best clothes, the best school, and the best toys. But they didn't provide the most important thing, a listening ear. And in their absence, a monster lurked in their home. The first time Samson, the male housekeeper, called Chidi into his room, the boy didn't think much of it. "Chidi, come here. I want to show you something fun." Chidi was only 6 years old, too young to understand that not all smiles were kind. He obeyed. Samson sat on the bed, patting the spot beside him. "This is a special game, just for us. But you must never tell anyone. Children trust adults." And Chidi was no different. He nodded, excited for a new game. At first, it didn't seem wrong. Samson would hold him, tickle him, touch him in ways that didn't feel normal, but Chidi didn't understand why. "This is what people who love each other do," Samson would whisper. And Chidi believed him. Because no one had ever told him otherwise. As Chidi grew older, the games continued. But by the time he was 8, he started feeling different. He hated being alone with Samson. He avoided hugs. He became quiet at school, barely speaking to his classmates. At home, he no longer smiled as much. His teachers noticed. His nannies noticed. But his parents, they were too busy. Everything changed when Chidi was 9 years old. One day at school, his teacher announced, "Today, we will talk about personal safety and child abuse." A guest speaker, a kind woman in a blue dress, stood at the front of the classroom. "Children," she said, "no adult should ever touch you in a way that makes you uncomfortable. And if they tell you to keep it a secret, that means it's wrong." Chidi's heart stopped. The woman continued, "If someone does something bad to you, tell your parents, a teacher, or any adult you trust. Never keep silent." His hands trembled. His mind raced. Had he been abused? That night, Chidi couldn't sleep. The truth was clear now. Samson was not his friend. Samson was a predator. Chidi gathered all his courage. He had to tell his mother. That evening, as she got ready for a charity dinner, he stood in the doorway. "Mom, I need to talk to you." She barely glanced at him. "Not now, sweetheart. I'm late. It's about Samson. He does things that make me feel weird." She frowned slightly but kept fixing her hair. "Chidi, if you don't like the way he hugs you, just tell him. Some people are more affectionate than others." "But Mom." She kissed his forehead. "We'll talk later, okay?" She never did. The second time, he tried telling his father. On Saturday, he walked into his father's office. "Dad, I need to talk." His father was busy with emails. "Make it quick, Chidi." Chidi hesitated. "It's Samson. He..." Before he could finish, his father sighed. "If this is another complaint about the staff, I don't have time. Go play." His heart sank. No one wanted to listen. The abuse continued. And by the time Chidi was 10, he had stopped fighting back. One evening, his parents hosted an important business dinner. The house was filled with laughter, music, and expensive perfumes. Upstairs, Chidi was alone. And then, Samson entered his room. Chidi's entire body tensed. "Not again." He shook his head. "No. Samson frowned. What did you say? I don't want to play anymore. Samson's face darkened. He grabbed Chidi's wrist. You don't have a choice. Downstairs, his parents laughed with their guests. No one heard him. No one knew. The next day, Chidi had a breakdown at school. His teacher noticed his red eyes and trembling hands. Chidi, are you okay? For the first time, he spoke the truth. Someone hurts me at home. Within hours, the school called his parents. At home, Mr. Emeka stormed into the living room, furious. What is this nonsense the school is telling me? Chidi, shaking, whispered, It's Samson. His mother gasped. His father froze. Then, rage. Where is he? His father roared. Samson tried to escape, but the guards blocked the gates. As they dragged him away, he pleaded, Sir, I swear. The boy is lying. But Chidi was no longer silent. You lied to me, Samson. You said no one would believe me. But now they do. Samson was arrested. The police discovered he had other victims, young boys from different homes. The court sentenced him to life in prison. But justice couldn't erase the pain. For the first time, Chidi's parents saw their mistake. We were blind, his mother wept. We thought money could replace love. We were wrong. They finally gave Chidi what he had always needed, their time. Through therapy, love, and patience, Chidi learned that he was not broken. He was a survivor. And his voice had saved him. The morals of this story is silence protects monsters. But truth brings justice. No child should ever suffer in silence. If you know someone going through this, speak out. Be the voice they need. If you like this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more powerful stories like this. Your support helps spread awareness and make a difference.